broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
It's really hard not to sing this song. Stand alone. I hear you call harmonize with me. And it feels like. What does it feel like? Home. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Impastor AfterShow on AfterBuzz TV. I'm your host, Jennifer Golden. Tonight we are covering Season 1, Episode 8, Bingo Tell It on the Mountain.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I'm your host, Jennifer Golden. Like I said, you can follow me on Twitter at Jennifer Golden and all the other places. And I have my amazing co-hosts. Who are you?
James Lott Jr. You can follow me on Black Hope LA, as you all do, because you always tweet us all the time. We love it.
We love it.
And I'm Lauren Leonelli. You can find me at Lauren Leonelli and all of the things, but you can call me Felicia.
Perfect.
That's right. That's perfect. Yeah.
Finally.
Finally.
We can finally refer to you by your true name.
Hi and bye to Felicia.
And you can call me Sean Chase.
Esperanza.
There we go. You did it. Okay.
Yay.
All right.
We're trying to get him to give us a name. Esperanza. That's
There you
good.
go.
That is good.
That sounds like a saucy little
Latin lady.
hooker.
That's me.
Totally.
Well, obviously.
Yeah,
Hello.
I'm like, hello.
Yes.
Otherwise, why would we call you that?
Exactly.
But, so this episode is called Bingo Tell It on the Mountain, and that is exactly where we start this episode. We see Buddy talking to Dora about some things coming up, which is the big bingo like marathon.
Yeah, the Ladner Lodge Bingo Mania.
That is it. That is exactly it. And we find out Dora has this like secret, this giant
deep,
secret.
dark secret.
Oh, it's hilarious.
She has an addiction to bingo.
She would. It's
She
like
would,
the
of course she
most
would.
Yes.
Harmless.
Benign.
Yeah, very, very even, sort of not risky addiction.
Totally.
I wish though that she had like a secret name for it, like she went into like a persona.
But she did, though, kind of, when she had to touch all of the things and
Oh,
say
I
the
know.
little song.
Yeah, she was superstitious, but like I wish like she's usually adorable or like
right.
Doria. Like why didn't she have like Dora go tell it on that Doringo?
Doringo ate my baby. The Doringo
ate my baby.
She did. We did get to see a very like frazzled. Well, she usually is frazzled, but she was like real. She was down in the dumps.
Yes.
Yeah, so she was real worried about this time period that was coming up because she's like, oh, my lowest low was during this time last year when she lost $840.
And a vacation to Boise, Idaho.
Because
So random.
Yeah.
She's so random.
It's just
She
so
is so random.
But
I
we
love
still
her,
don't
though.
even know where Ladner is. Is it near there?
Yeah, where is it?
Did we ask Michael that? And he said, I don't know.
I don't think he knew.
I feel like he didn't know either. I felt
Probably
He's still
didn't.
learning their names.
I mean, it doesn't even seem like he works on the show.
No, I think he'd met Mike that day for the first time. They sure do a lot of scenes together, though.
They
for
do.
As
I love
unfamiliar.
Russell. I think he's my favorite character
He's one of my
for sure.
favorite- he's one of
I
my
love
favorites
how we
also.
get to keep seeing him being like telling everybody all of the town gossip all the time.
He is the town crier, and
He is.
So we'll get into him in a little bit. But so back to Dora and her addiction. So she, tells us about this addiction, and then we're like, oh, Dora is so cute with this silly addiction. But then she brings Buddy $1,000 in an envelope because she's like, I can't risk having this money. I need you to have it. I need you to hold on to it until this mania is over.
She said, I can't even.
I can't even.
I can't even hold the money. Bye, Felicia.
And Buddy is funny when he thinks out loud to us. He goes, "Yeah, I have a gambling problem too. I haven't gambled in a while."
Yeah.
So we're getting his kind of thing too. He's a con man or ex-con man. Well, he's still a con man.
I don't
Still
know
a
where
con
they
man.
are, but Ladner has casinos because
Yeah,
he goes
apparently.
right to one and he
Right.
starts playing craps.
Right.
Because some small towns only have card casinos, like card
Right.
table.
Yeah.
These don't have like.
Maybe they're near an Indian reservation.
They could be, because
could
he
be.
was playing craps and he knew what he was doing
Yeah.
for sure. Craps is the most confusing game I've
Me
ever
too.
seen in my
Me too.
life.
Me
what
too.
the hell are you even doing
I was
with
placing things on that. I didn't know what was going on.
I mean, literally, there is like 500 different choices you can.
Right.
There's like languages, and people do weird things with
Exactly.
the dice.
And why is
Exactly.
it called craps?
I don't
Makes
even
me
know.
think of poop.
Well, for me, it's like, oh, craps, I didn't win.
Oh craps! What the hell is
Why
going
is it
on?
plural?
Why are there? Because the dice. I don't know. And then you're like supposed to roll a 7 sometimes, and like.
But he got a 7 and he lost all
Yeah,
Dora's
it's like-
money.
Eyes or something.
Yeah, it's
So
confusing.
we see that, you know, he's like, oh, well, I have this money, I'm going to go bet. And so he does, and he loses all her money. So now.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
But she comes back the next day, like, I don't know, 3 days went real fast. Like, she was
Yeah,
there,
real
then
fast.
she was back,
Yeah.
then now she's back, and she needs her money back because she's going to
course.
go on this cruise that her friend who broke her leg couldn't go
Yes.
on anymore. And then there's this, like, weird magician man. named-
Gallagher, weird
Vincent
magician.
Gallagher.
You don't know who Gallagher
Gallagher?
is?
Actually, you don't?
Stand by me.
No.
No.
She doesn't. It's okay.
What is
She's
it?
pretty.
He's like this comedian who's a lot of prop humor.
Yeah,
he's
he-
famous for his watermelon
She
smashing.
smashes watermelons and like breaks shit.
People wear like ponchos when they go to in the front rows because the watermelon
Is he
runs.
still alive?
Yeah, he's still doing stuff like in.
And he's like-
he had like a brain tumor or aneurysm,
Oh,
but survived.
right.
But
That's
survived.
right. Anyway, Gallagher, he's a very specific type of comedian, and obviously.
It's a weird mustache.
So
Buddy.
Dora would like this kind of comedian.
What's random enough?
Yeah. Also, I don't. Well, I mean, I was gonna say he could be. I think he is crude.
Well, yeah, but because I was watching Happy Endings, another show, which I think should have stayed on the air. They had a whole Gallagher joke on there too. So it's like he's like a Gallagher. He's like a comedian of choice because he's not.
Yeah, he's very specific.
Yes,
he's very,
very
polarizing.
specific.
I'm going to have to look this man up
Should.
And
because
he's very specific looking too. He has like
Yes.
a look. Anyway, so she's like, Gallagher's gonna be on the boat, and she's like, oh, so Mike or Buddy goes, oh, so she broke her leg on purpose.
right to miss
That was
Gallagher.
funny.
That was pretty funny.
But also, he was saying, I can't let you like go on this cruise,
He turns it around.
right. But also,
Oh, weird. I
what
don't
he
know
should have
anybody that would
said.
ever do that.
Yeah, I don't. I think that he should have said they have a lot of gambling on cruises.
Well, I thought he was going to say that too when they
didn't.
didn't play that card.
They
No,
did.
it
'Cause
doesn't
I
make-
go on cruise all the time. They got gambling. everywhere.
That's the whole premise is
Yeah.
that you're in the water, the open seas. There's
Yes,
no legality
exactly.
to
Do
it.
drug, buy hookers, gamble.
Oh, all of
I
it.
mean, you could do all of it. The water, there's no rules on the
No,
water.
there
No, on the open
It
seas.
starts at like 5.
That's why
They
there's
open up.
pirates and stuff.
Pirates.
People smuggling.
Did you see Captain Phillips?
I did actually.
There.
I'm the
it's
captain
real.
now.
Yeah, I'm the captain now.
I didn't see it, but
Oh
I
my
know
God,
that one line.
movie made me crap
No.
my pants. Speaking of craps,
Craps.
Yes, craps. I will say the last 10 minutes of that movie, Tom Hanks' acting really was superb.
that
Like,
should have
Only
won him
the
an
last
Yeah,
10
Oscar.
minutes.
No,
I only
because
watched
there's
the last
no
10
time,
minutes.
but
The last
because
10 minutes,
it's-
there's
yeah.
also a story to the last
Yeah,
10 minutes of the movie.
Right. And just his acting is just so.
new
Well, I
story?
will say this.
What?
We're digressing for a second, but now we need to address it for those of you who have not seen. The last 10 minutes of the movie was all improv.
Yeah.
I love that story.
Yeah.
The person that Tom Hanks was in the scene with was, you know what's so funny? I just heard someone do that on the radio. They were talking about Tom Hanks and they said Tom Cruise, and I was like, did you not? Anyway, and the person in the scene with him was a real live like rescue worker. She wasn't an actor, and they did the whole scene like improv, and he should have gotten an Oscar. But
I
anyway,
agree.
Our systems detect that a host is wanted off the
I know I called
That's a
myself
thing.
out on it. No, I
That's
called
a thing.
myself out on
Yes.
it.
Well, good to know that we've never gotten that signal before because this is
Hey.
our first time in 8 episodes.
love
Wait,
it,
you really
Mark.
think that's like a like an actual like thing? He just pressed.
No,
the
they did on my other show. We did it on my other show. I have a host.
So it's you that goes off topic.
No, not me. My other host did. He does
No,
all the
it's
time.
you.
Listen, I know I'm digressing. I'm just explaining because we're talking about something. But
now we know
now
about
we know.
all Gallagher and about Captain
and,
Phillips.
and that you can
Not
gamble
about
on-
Impastor,
that
but you stay tuned and we'll talk about it in a minute.
We'll get back to Impastor, but I totally thought he was going to be like, you can't go on this
he
Right.
cruise.
did.
See how we got right back there?
And
exactly. That
he
would have made a
never
lot of sense.
did,
No.
but
But that
she-
could have been the obvious thing.
And she was like, I need the money now. And he's like, all right. He went into like buddy mode. Like,
Sure
I gotta,
did.
let's
He
fix
sure
it. You know
did.
he's going to fix it.
Right.
Like,
And so
what is he going to do?
Who gave him money?
Our girl, Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
I love her. She looked like Marilyn Monroe today.
Very good. And she
Yes.
just ripped open her little skirt and pulled
I
out
know.
the
bank.
wad. I loved it.
She's so in charge. We said this before on the show. I love that she's a strong woman.
I love it too.
Yeah, she's running shit.
She is. She is.
Yeah.
She is.
So she gives him a loan.
Yes.
And he takes $1,500 because he's gonna go gamble the $500
of
that
course. Of course.
you know. But there is interest in the whole thing because she's a smart businesswoman. So he gives the money back to Dora.
Yes.
And goes and he's like, okay, I'm going to go bet the 500 that I have on, bingo and see what all the hoopla is about and finds.
And there's homegirl sitting there with all her little figurines.
That part was so cute.
It was cute.
She was totally had to touch all of their noses and say this little thing, and then she was losing and she was all stressed out, and Buddy comes up to her like, what are you doing here? And then she breaks down and tells him, she's like, my lowest low, this you don't even know, but I killed Pastor Willis.
Which we find out really...
From Russell, of course, too.
Right, we found that out, but also we find out that she didn't really kill Pastor Willis. And to wrap that all up real quick, he didn't want to give her a day off to go to this mania, and so she went anyway.
Called a sick day.
And then so she found out that he had a heart attack while she was there, and she couldn't save him. There was all this guilt and a whole lot of stuff that comes with, I think, religion, maybe.
Yeah.
And so she was like, "It's my fault, and nothing you say can change that."
Right.
But then he gets her to admit out loud.
Manipulates her again.
He does reverse psychology. I love it.
What guys manipulate?
I don't know, but speaking of guys, Alden has his whole other separate storyline.
Really funny. He finally
heartwarming actually.
That scene where he meets Ashley was so good. He gets a call on his phone. We know it's her.
A little booty call phone.
They meet up, and he is so genuinely complimentary of her. She cannot. Well, I have a prediction about this, but in the moment, and I'll save it for the right appropriate time of the show, James.
Yes, girl.
Segments, guys. Organization and segments.
Is for sure oh wow, she's very charmed by him, and he was very good awkward.
He was. Yes,
I was so uncomfortable with the breathing and the facial expressions were just like
when she touched him, he'd be like,
oh yeah, I loved it.
It was so weird. And he had a Tupperware of sliced apples.
Apple wedges. There were Fuji apples, and they shared apple wedges together. And he complimented her, and she did not admit to being a hooker. So you knew in that moment that she was like, okay, I'm not going to work this guy. I'm just going to hang out with him, which I thought was cute.
Just very sweet. I mean, unexpectedly sweet.
And also, we have another storyline happening where they're trying to Rick Russell and Alexa. Can never remember. Weird. She is trying to Alexa Tina.
Remember she's Tina.
I love that.
Tina.
Love that.
So there's a new family in town. The issue with the new family, the Fenwicks. They're a wealthy family, and they live somewhere between the other town and Ladner. And so they need to pick a church because obviously you need to pick a church. I mean, here you just pick a Gelson's or a Ralph's. There you have to pick a church. So that's a grocery store, guys, if you don't know. But so they are being poached by obviously Team Ladner. So it's Russell and Alexa and Alden.
And they really want them there because they have money.
Right. Alexa kept saying they're rich. They're rich.
Right, and they donate, and then they create wings to the church and the whole thing.
Yes.
So they're like, who's going to go in and convince them? And Alden's like, definitely not you, Russell. No. And Russell's like, I'll show him. He goes and takes matters into his own hands because Russell's off gallivanting with Ashley anyway.
Yes.
And so to wrap that up right quick.
Alden's off. Alden's off of her.
So to wrap that up real quick, Russell goes, meets them, finds out that they actually know
Pastor Barlow.
Yep.
And so he's like, oh, well, that'll get them to pick our church because they say that he's such a nice guy and stuff. Well, Buddy gets wind of this, obviously, because he's supposed to be Pastor Barlow.
Right.
And he's like, they can't meet him, obviously.
So he comes up with one of his clever Buddy ideas. He dresses up as a janitor, stops them before they get in to meet the real pastor, although Alexa comes in and totally derails the plan. He plays it off well in the moment.
He's Earl, the janitor.
Yeah. And she sort of just goes with it. She is like, she just sort of, he gets her out. Right. He gets her out very smoothly.
Once again, he gets out of it.
And then
because people trust him, he can say things like, go.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me handle this.
Right.
Yeah. And he really just gets them to not. I mean, he talks about how the church is dirty and how Pastor Barlow smokes pot.
He's a partier,
And so this couple is just like, oh, never mind. And that's all that he has to do before. They don't have to say. He doesn't have to say anymore. They're out the door before they can even meet
Exactly.
Pastor Barlow.
And then they play it off when they get back together. He says, "I'm really sorry to what happened. I'm really sorry."
We
and
lost
then
him.
We lost him. Then Alden walks in, who's blissfully happy that he had his meeting.
And doesn't even care that they lost him.
But Russell wants to stick, because Russell's trying to become a man of his own. I see this whole season. He's trying to become like his own man with confidence. And so he goes to tell him what happened, pleads everything what happened, and Alden's like, okay.
And this is Russell's moment where he's like, okay, see, I'm validated. Even though it has nothing to do with him. He's on cloud 9 because of this Ashley.
Those two things were parallel, but they were not related
at
all.
Exactly.
And then Buddy, ends up saying to good old Alexa that, hey, listen, because she's like, what really happened? She was like, you were acting super weird. Why were you wearing a janitor's outfit? And he said, they weren't there, and we don't want them. We don't want them at our church.
Right. No, yeah. What did he say?
He said they were like, he said they were assholes.
Corrupt or something like that. Yeah. Well, this was another funny episode. I think that we should dive right into some news and gossip because it's good news.
Yeah, we have good news.
It's good news. We'll go right into it.
AfterBuzz TV News.
All right, guys. Your prayers have been answered. Impastor has been picked up for a season 2. Can I get an amen?
Amen, Felicia.
So TvLand picked up.
Yes, they did.
Impastor season 2.
How could they not?
How could they not? We don't know how many episodes or whatever, but it's happening. We're very excited.
So we're all celebrating.
We have now a second chance at getting the entire cast in here for you.
And we will do that for you.
Yes.
We know that Michael will come back.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's like here in spirit.
He is here in spirit, actually. I feel him.
Yes.
So I think we should also talk about some predictions because a lot was shown in the trailer.
That's right.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Still gets me. It's weird.
Every time it's different. Confused.
Different.
It did. Well, basically, because they show at the end this new hot chick shoots this guy. He's on the phone with another guy about Buddy. She's coming to Ladner.
Yeah, she's a hitman.
I think so. For that guy.
Hit
woman.
For that guy.
I bet you her name's Felicia.
I hope it is, because if it's not, what will I refer to her as?
Then we have no idea, but then at the end of the episode, when Buddy gets out of it somehow, he can say, Bye, Felicia.
Oh, I hope that's the case.
Wouldn't that be so good? I predict that Buddy's going to say bye, Felicia, to her.
I don't know that Michael would ever say that ever, but I would hope he did because it's funny to us.
Yes.
And they should play just to us because we're your biggest fans. We're super fans at AfterBuzz TV.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
So what do you predict?
I think she's going to. She's coming to town. No, she's coming to town. And she's coming to town to get him. But I don't know beyond that. I'm not sure because there's so many twists and turns in this season.
That's the whole point of a prediction, though. You got to make it all up.
Yeah. So I just think she's coming to town. That's my prediction.
I think that I predict that. I mean, we do see Buddy and Alexa share a kiss.
Oh, that's right.
I think that. We're going to obviously get to see the relationship between Alden and Ashley, develop. And I think that when Buddy sees that this hit woman is hot, he's going to
seduce her in some way.
Seduce her.
Oh,
I think that's how he's going to get out of it.
I think she might even be like an ex-girlfriend or something because she seemed to like she knew who he was.
Ooh.
She seemed like she came in and
with a vengeance of her own.
Yeah, but she seemed like she overtook the two dudes that are trying to get Michael, and I think maybe I predict that she's protecting him actually.
Oh, I like it.
Because she doesn't work with those dudes.
No, obviously not.
She works on her own, so she's like protecting him.
I actually like that prediction.
I like that a lot, and I do like that we're going to see Buddy with Alexa, and we have to see how that works out because he's obviously been saying he's gay, and we know that he's not, and she might find out he's not, or he'll get out of that too. Because he always does.
He always does.
Because he's an impastor.
And we've got season 2, everyone. Yay.
Yay, season 2. Amen. Praise the Lord.
Praise Jesus and
baby Jesus.
And Martin Luther.
Not King.
We said at the same time.
Hey,
At the same time.
we're all in sync here.
Yes, we are.
Not like the band.
But or like the band.
We're going to say bye, bye, bye. And so tell everyone where they can find you.
I'm Felicia. You can find me at Lauren Leonelli on all of the things.
And as Esperanza, you can find me on Black Hope LA on Twitter, James Jr. on Facebook, and the superorganizeruniverse.com.
And I'm Sean Treese. You can find me everywhere online at Jennifer Golden. Thank you guys for watching tonight's episode. Sorry we're a little giddy. We hope you're having fun too. And we will see you next week for episode 9 of Impastor. Bye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Felicia.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.